So I said, oh, geez. I said, you get migraines or headaches frontal? And he goes, yeah. He goes, like, what's happening? And I said, well, you have severe anger issues about this question. And he goes, yeah, I do. So I said, well, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to ask the guides a bunch of stuff and I'll download it. And then I'll tell you everything that I get about this because you're not asking any questions. And then I'll check in with you. And I will ask you if this is helpful or if this is accurate or if it's of any benefit to you. And he goes, yeah, okay, you try that.
This is not how I wanted to start my morning.
Too bad.
I'd like to mention too for listeners, like Karen doesn't drink caffeine.
No.
And like I'm finding it hard on caffeine.
Oh, right. Right. So I said to the guides, can you download and tell me everything? And so very quickly, because he doesn't want to wait more than a few seconds. He's not interested in giving me 60 seconds. He wants it like in 10. And so the guides literally give me this, and I don't know how to say this to people because I call it a downloading. It's just you wait for them to say you're done, and then you open your mouth and out comes everything. Don't really know how the spirit world would say that works other than if people like computers and technology and they can actually imagine taking all information and storing it in one file or many files and then downloading it on your computer for you so you have access to it whenever you need it.
I think that was well done. If you think about a file needing to be downloaded and you see 100% complete and now you can click on it to open it, that's essentially...
Yes, that's what we're doing. And that's my best analogy for it. I think that most people can come to understand if they work or if they know anything about just being on a computer or a device. And I think most people listening to us do. So I'm going to go with that. So then I said to him, you left home when you were really young. And I said, and you left home out of rage. And he goes, I did. And I said, and I'm being told that you've gone back like years and years ago sporadically, maybe once in maybe 8 years or once in a decade. He has not been back frequently. And I said, each time you go back, and it's like when you first arrive, you're in a super good mood and you want everybody to think you're cool and you're fine. And then everything goes sideways and your anger about everything is just, it's spewed everywhere. And he says, yeah. And I said, your anger goes right back to childhood because of the ways that you're basically treated by the medical community. Because 6 decades ago, they didn't know about ADHD. They didn't know about ADD. They didn't know about so many of these things, at least in your community. So somebody might say, yes, we did, but not in his community, which I do think other people could understand and go, oh God, yeah, I guess that's true. If he's not in a big city, if he's not, right? Mm-hmm. And so the school system and the therapists in his area and the medical doctors in his community have no idea. None. And so I'll say he's mishandled in terms of put on medications that aren't good for him, that make him fatigued and dopey. And dopey meaning that he can't even stay awake. So the other kids make fun of him. The teacher gets angry with him, even though she knows he's medicated. So he struggles with school and can't do well. Not because he's not smart, but because he's drugged. Does anybody care about that? No. Mm-hmm. So he's just terrified that he's always just getting 40s and 50s and they're pushing him through a system. Not really able to figure out that if they took him off the drugs, he could actually do better on his own time frame. But because schools at that time don't create different time frames for success, he doesn't have an option. So he wants to quit school, and he knows his parents are never going to let him, so he takes off, he leaves, he runs away. He does end up contacting them and telling them, and they do end up helping him, but he doesn't return home. They understand he's not coming back, so they try to help him where he is, with things like his rent, giving him food, helping him find a place to stay, a job with other people, because they realize they've got all these other kids to take care of. And he's kind of a lot. So he's still a lot, but now it's a lot and it's more manageable because it's over there. So I can send a check. I can call a couple of friends and get him a job. They do love him and care, but he doesn't see it that way. Even though they're doing the best they can, he's angry. And so he's angry at them. He's angry at the medical community, the psychiatric community, the educational community. But he's angry at his siblings. He's just angry about everybody and everything now. And it has spilled into everything. So there's no way for him, or he can't see a way, he can't create a way to actually still say, I've got 8 brothers and sisters. How do I stay connected to them? He just thinks that he's lost them because he had to make a decision for himself, for his own mind. And that's just heartbreaking. And instead of feeling the heartbreak, he's more comfortable with being angry. So decades go by where even when he goes home and tries to reach out to these siblings and his parents, he can't, because he can't get past the anger and doesn't try.